Hello everyone, welcome to Sam Science View channel. In today's video, we are going to listen to a science fact how bicycles work. Before getting into the video, please watch this entire video and if you have any science related clarifications, you can get it rectified through this channel. Now let's get into the video. Bicycles are simple and beautifully elegant machines that attract just about every kid at an early age, working their way up from tricycles and training wheels. The coolest thing about a bicycle is that it lets you get where you are going a lot faster and using a lot less energy than if you were walking or running. Another neat thing about bicycles for anyone interested in machines and mechanics is that everything is completely exposed. There are no covers or sheet metal hiding any of the working parts that propel you down the road. On a bicycle, it is all out in the open. Many kids with mechanical tendencies can't resist the desire to break out the tool set and take their bike apart. Now, we will look at all of the different parts of a bicycle so that you can completely understand how this machine works. Now, let's see about this bicycle parts. In order to talk about bicycles, it's good to start by naming all of the parts. You can look it over through the picture of a typical bicycle. Bicycles are made of just a few parts that you can immediately see and identify. The core is the frame. A bicycle's frame is made of metal tubes welded together. Each tube has a name. As you can see in this picture, you can see the top tube, seat tube, and the head tube or fork tube and down tube. The front fork is the movable part of the frame that holds the front wheel. The wheels are made of a hub, the spokes, the metal rim, and the rubber tire. And you can see the seat and seat post. And there is a handlebars and a handlebar stem that connects the handlebars to the frame. You have the cranks and the pedals and the brakes consisting of the actuators on the handlebars, the brake cable, the brake calipers, and the brake pads. The chain and the gears consisting of front chain wheels, the rear free wheel, the front and rear derailleur, the shift levers on the handlebars, and the cables. That is all there is to a bicycle. First, we'll see about the bicycle bearings. Bicycle use ball bearings to reduce friction. You can find ball bearings in the front and rear hubs for the wheels and the bottom bracket where an axle connects the two pedal cranks together. The fork tube where the handlebars are allowed to turn and in the pedals and in the free wheel where they do double duty. In the free wheel, they also help provide the one directional feature. The ball bearings in the fork tube are typical and you can see it in this picture. The ball bearings, that is the yellow color, ride in the cup that is shown in the red color. The cones in dark blue color screw onto the light blue tube that is attached to the fork. The cones are adjusted to be tight enough that there is no play in the fork, but not so tight that they squeeze the ball bearings and cause them to bind. The wheel hubs and pedals work exactly the same way, with the cones providing the adjustment. In the crank axle, one of the cups provides the adjustment instead of the cones. A little bit of grease in the bearings makes them even smoother. Periodically, you have to disassemble the bearings on a bicycle to clean out the dirt and put in fresh grease. Some more expensive bicycles have sealed bearing cartridges that never need adjustment or lubrication. Now let's see about the bicycle gears. You have probably seen a picture of the funny looking penny farthing or high wheeler bicycles, the ones with a huge front wheel and a tiny rear wheel. You might even have seen someone riding one in a parade or in a movie. These bicycles became popular starting in 1870 AD, but by the turn of the century were replaced by the safety bicycle. A bicycle from 1900 or 1910 AD looks almost exactly like any bicycle you see today. Today's bicycles have two wheels of the same reasonable size, a pair of pedals in the middle of the bike, and then a chain that connects the pedals to the rear wheel. So, why did penny farthing bicycles ever exist? In a penny farthing bicycle, the pedals and the front wheel are directly connected just like they are on a kid's tricycle. That means that when you turn the pedals one time, the wheel goes around one time. That's an inexpensive way to build a bicycle, but it has a problem. Think about a kid's tricycle. The front wheel might be 16 inches or 40 centimeter in diameter or around 50 inches, that is 127 centimeter in circumference. That means that each time a kid on a tricycle pedals through one revolution of the front wheel, the tricycle moves forward 50 inches, that is 127 centimeter. Let's say that the kid is turning the front wheel at 60 rpm or 1 revolution per second. That means that the tricycle is moving forward 50 inches per second, that is only 2.8 miles per hour, around 4.5 kilometers per hour. If the kid pedals twice as fast at 120 rpm, the tricycle is moving at just over 5 miles per hour, that is around 9 kilometers per hour, and the kid looks like his legs are about to spin off because 120 rpm is a lot of pedaling. If an adult wants to ride a tricycle at a reasonable speed, maybe 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour, and if the adult does not want his or her legs to fly off, then the tricycle's front wheel has to be pretty big. If the adult wants to pedal at 60 rpm, the front wheel needs to be 84 inches in diameter. That's 7 feet. That is more than 2 meters in a diameter. The first thing that causes bicycles to have gears is the fact that gears can reduce the wheel size from 7 feet in diameter to something reasonable. As you can see that gears and gear ratios are a good solution to this problem. For example, If you put a gear with 42 teeth on the front chain wheel and a smaller gear with 14 teeth on the rear wheel, you have a 3 is to 1 gear ratio. Now the back wheel can be 84 inches by 3, that is 28 inches in diameter, that is around 71 centimeter, about the size of a normal bicycle wheel. This is a much safer approach. Now let's see about this gear ratios. The idea behind multiple gears on a bicycle, whether it's an older 10 speed bike or a modern mountain bike with 24 gears, is to let you change the distance that the bike moves forward with each pedal stroke. For example, a normal bicycle has wheels that are 26 inches in diameter. The lowest gear ratio on the bike might be a front chain wheel with 22 teeth and a rear gear having 30 teeth. That means that the gear ratio is 0.73 is to 1. For each pedal stroke, the rear wheel turns 0.73 times. In other words, for each pedal stroke, the bike moves forward about 60 inches. It is around 5.4 kilometers per hour at a 60 rpm pedaling rate. The highest gear ratio on the bike might be a front chain wheel with 44 teeth and a rear gear having 11 teeth. That creates a 4 is to 1 gear ratio. With 26-inch wheels, the bike moves forward 326 inches with each pedal stroke at a 60 rpm pedaling rate. The speed of the bike is around 30 kilometers per hour. By doubling the pedaling rate to 120 rpm, the bike has a maximum speed of 60 kilometers per hour. A range of 3.4 miles per hour to 37 miles per hour is fantastic, and it lets the rider climb the steepest hill very slowly or race almost as fast as a car. That is why a bike has gears. The gears at the front are called the chain wheels. Most bikes have 2 or 3 chain wheels that looks like this. You can see the spoke with a pedal in it, so the chain is aligned over the teeth. Attached to the rear wheel is the free wheel, which looks like this. So you see more teeth over that. On that, the chain is attached to this. The free wheel has between 5 and 9 gears on it, depending on the bike. A free wheel spins freely in one direction and locks in the other. That allows the rider to either pedal or not pedal. When not pedaling, the bike goes. Another feature that tricycles and penny farthing bicycles lack. To change the gears, a bicycle has front and rear derailleurs. Here is a shoot of this rear derailleur. So derailleur adjusts the gear shifting. You can see this down part. The rear derailleur has two small cogs on it that both spin freely. The purpose of the arm and the lower cog of derailleur is to tension the chain. The cog and arm are connected to a spring so that the cog pulls backward at all times. As you change gears, you will notice that the angle of the arm changes to take up or let out slack. So this is similar to the clutch, which helps to disconnect the engine from the wheel in cars. Similar to that, it helps you to shift the gears from one teeth to other. The top cog is very close to the free wheel. When you adjust the gears with a lever on the handlebar, This cog moves to a different position on the freewheel and drags the chain with it. And the chain naturally slips from one gear to the next as you turn the pedals. Everything about a bicycle is simple. That's what makes it such a great machine to ride and also a great mechanical work of art. So, now when you see this bicycle, just look it over to whatever things I have said about this bicycle and have a great and safe ride. So that's it for today's video. I hope so you got some ideas about how bicycles work. And if you have any queries about the science, you can comment about it and get it rectified through this channel. And we'll meet in the next Science Fact Treasury series. Until then, it's goodbye from Sam. Take care.